News update in the cold case disappearance of a Mid-South teenager.
It has been more than 2 decades since 14-year-old Casey McDaniel disappeared from her Milan home.
Now investigators believe they could be closer to closure. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Stephanie Skurlock.
And I'm Greg Hurst. WREG's Bridget Chapman was first on the scene today as FBI agents searched through that same house and has more on what they're hoping to find.
FBI agents were here for a little over 3 hours searching the home and bringing out evidence. Now, even though she hasn't lived here for decades, we found out why there's still hope. FBI agents scour through a Milan home. It's where 14-year-old Casey McDaniel once lived and was last seen before disappearing in 1996.
We're committed to finding Casey, bringing her home wherever she's at, and then putting the person that is responsible for that in jail. Milan police reignited their investigation 2 years ago, around the 20-year anniversary of her disappearance. That's also when podcaster Brandon Barnett highlighted the case.
This is a podcast about the disappearance of Casey Lynn McDaniel.
People close to the investigation told Barnett what they saw in the house.
There were scratches going down the hall, and I don't know if they were there before Casey went missing.
The new owner took him inside and told him the carpet nor wall panels have been replaced since McDaniel lived there.
Those two things right there, I mean, could be telling.
The FBI brought new technology inside the home on Wednesday that could detect old bodily fluids, such as blood. After about 3 hours, we watched forensic experts bring out several pieces of bagged evidence to take to the lab.
Any small piece of evidence could help us with a case.
Casey's mother, Cindy McDaniel, was also brought to the house. Police wouldn't discuss why she was there, but we exclusively spoke with her earlier this year about the investigation.
When people think that you forget about your child and then say it, you have to get really tough-skinned. But, it still bothers you, but she's never been forgotten. She'll never be forgotten.
I think about it all the time, and I don't know how residents of Milan, it's not constantly on their minds because it's just tragic, man. This shouldn't happen to our kids.
Hoping they're getting closer to justice. Of course, we're going to stay on top of this and bring you all the updates when we get them. In Milan, Bridget Chapman, WREG News Channel 3.
Now, WREG was first to tell you that police did name a suspect in this case for the first time earlier this year. His name is Pete Hill. He was friends with Casey's mother and her mother's boyfriend.
And right now, Hill is in jail on unrelated charges of traveling to have sex with who he thought was a teenager. Now, police haven't said yet how they think he's connected to Casey's disappearance.
All right, we'll keep following that story.